Hey crew, welcome to the Spiritual Social. I'm Lexi, your local light worker. I'm a tarot reader and an astrologer. Today, I prepared a pick a card reading for you inspired by a subscriber's request. So thank you so much to my crew member, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Prakia123. She suggested that I should do a reading about the viewer's personality, as in who are they at their core. And I was really happy to oblige. So here it is. This is the reading. I have a choice for you today between 3 planetary stickers. So we have here for group 1, Jupiter. Let me see if I can focus it. There we go. For group 2, we have the moon. And for group 3, we have Neptune. Yeah. So take a moment now to see which of these 3 choices pulls you in the most. I am going to have to use a filter because it's a little bit dark in my room today due to the fact that we're having this overcast weather. I hope you're taking good care of yourself wherever in the world you might find yourself. I'm sending you blankets of light because I know how wounded and tired the collective is at the moment. But hang on in there, guys, because transformation is nigh, okay? March 2023, the period of time in which I'm creating this pick a card reading, is really the month of transformations, okay? So if you're feeling a little bit anxious or on guard, almost as if you're feeling that something is coming up but you don't know exactly what, it's just a big shift of Saturn and Pluto at the end of the month. Also, the end of the astrological year and the beginning of the new year with the Sun at 0 degrees Aries for Ostara, the spring equinox. More on that in my other clips. Right now, I hope that while I was talking, you took a chance to figure out which of these options pulls you in the most. I pre-shuffled your tarot and oracle cards so we can dive straight into the messages. Everything is always linked in my description box below and in the comment section as well. Check out all the links I have. You can support this channel by becoming a member. Members will receive tomorrow their new uploads. Each Saturday, members get a 1-card reading and also an extra video depending what tier you are. You can also support me on Patreon, guys. Thank you so much to those who already are my patrons. I love to give you extra content if you subscribe to become my patron. For as little as $2 each month, you get access to many extra perks. So I think that would be worth it to check it out. People are really happy with the content I'm creating for them. And also each full moon and new moon, I update the content. So check it out because the full moon in Virgo is upon us this weekend and you will get some fresh releases. Also, thank you so much for following me on Instagram, on TikTok. Thank you as well for reading my articles on my blog, The Spiritual Social. I am open for personal readings if you're interested in getting one. And yeah, I just want to send you lots of light. If you're here just for this free pick a card reading, then welcome. I'm super happy you're here. I hope you made your choice. Let's get to it because I know you're excited. I am too. Who are you at your core, my beautiful crew? Let's see it. Hey group 1, welcome to another pick a card reading on the topic of who are you at your core. So this is for those of you that were drawn to this Jupiter sticker. I feel that you could have some strong Jupiter placements in your chart, or you are just trying to manifest more of this energy in your life. At your core, I feel that you're a person filled with faith, optimism and vitality. You have this big picture thinking that sometimes you might find it hard to implement in practice. Let's see the cards that you got as well. We have the Chaos card, 5 of Wands, King of Cups, support. Your masculine energy is Dionysus, and this is the energy of ecstasy. Your feminine energy is Lalita Tripura Sundari, the red goddess, and her keywords are: playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. We have here your archetype, the Tear. Your Good Witch oracle card is emotion, and we have here Cancer as an astrological sign. One of your core characteristics is happiness, which fits so well with Jupiter, I would say. We have financial health. Again, health and wealth are very connected in the Jupiterian realm. And then your rune is Manas or Manas. So this talks about things coming full circle. This is the world energy, success, achievement, feeling connected to everything, being supported by seen and unseen energies. So what I see right off the bat here, this is a very feisty individual. You, my love, are a very interesting cocktail of water and fire. We see right off the bat with the Five of Wands and the King of Cups. I feel like you're strongly in your masculine element. Even if you're a woman, I feel like you're much more comfortable expressing your masculine side, your masculine energy. And this could be quite pleasure prone or pleasure seeking. You could be an individual that likes to work hard and play hard, a person that likes to know a lot of people and engage with people from all walks of life. You could like to travel, you could like to study, you could like to make money and spend a lot of money. We have with this Jupiterian energy a person that enjoys partying, enjoys living life to the max, a person that maybe you don't enjoy partying in the traditional sense of going out clubbing, but it could be that you enjoy participating in family celebrations, organizing all sorts of gifts and food recipes for religious celebrations. Maybe you enjoy being the micromanager of your family's leisure and hobby activities. You might like to schedule holidays. You might like to book trips with friends, or you're the one that comes up with these travel, fun, pleasurable ideas in your social group from which you belong to. So I see here an individual that is highly, highly emotional. You're a person that is usually driven by instinct, by desire, by feelings. There's nothing wrong with that. I feel that this is simply your core energy. So the outer layer of your persona could be one that is highly rational, but I see that inside you're this beautiful smoldering volcano of passion combined with these deep, deep emotional waters. So I feel that you are quite emotional. You might not show it to a lot of people, but I feel that you can easily release the waterworks. Yeah, you can easily cry. Things deeply touch you and they shake you to the core. I feel like your chest and your solar plexus are very strong areas where you tend to take in life's challenges and blows as well. So I feel like you're an individual that when you hear a really shocking news, it just like riles you up instantly, and you feel the need to kind of express those emotions, I feel, through your actions, not necessarily so much through your words, but I feel like you feel something, oh my God, this is outrageous, and you want to act to change it. Or you feel something and you're super excited and you want to just celebrate it in some way, or you want to share your emotion with another person. So the connection inside of your core between your emotions and the actions you take is very fluid. It's almost like you would say quite impulsive, like on the brink of being easily triggered by other people's comments, emotions, behaviors towards you. I do think that you are a wonderful friend. I feel that you're a person that not only enjoys celebrating life, but you're able to teach other people how not to take their life for granted. And it's interesting because when I said that, I mispronounced life. I said like, and the music stopped. I was playing this binaural beats in the background. So when the music stops, you are the one that creates music for herself or himself. You are the one that is able to light up a fire within people's hearts. You bring a zest and vitality into an individual's life. And I feel that you can create your one woman or one man show. You can create your own entertainment. I feel like you don't get so bored. You're like constantly stimulated. You constantly have ideas. I feel like the gift of having Lalita as your divine feminine energy is the fact that you're constantly inspired. And this inspiration, you can access it very quickly through your body. Like you feel the need to take action, like I said previously, to dance, to move. I feel like even working out or moving your body, just taking a trip or putting your feet into motion, stimulates the connection with the divine, makes you feel better in general, makes you feel more alive, and kind of regulates your heart flow and your breathing as well. So I feel that this is a very sensitive, artistic, performer kind of energy. You might be a personality type that is the artist, the performer, the entertainer. I feel like I'm reading here for a collective that could be in equal amounts extroverted and introverted, because I see these very strongly contrasting energies of a person that could feel quite happy in the limelight, but also might require some downtime from time to time in order to allow the impressions of everything that they have absorbed from the social world to sink in and filter down. So again, emotion and happiness. I feel like you're this kind of person who had a very good connection with at least one of your parents. Maybe it was the mother, maybe it was the father. You could have a moon conjunct Jupiter in your chart, or Jupiter conjunct Venus, or just some beautiful aspects between your moon and Jupiter in your chart, like trines and sextiles, supportive aspects. I feel like you're this individual that always cracks jokes. You could have like a dirty sense of humor as well. Maybe you looked at this cucumber and you thought about something a little bit naughty. Don't worry, I went there too. I have a stellium in Sagittarius. So maybe some people could perceive your humor as a little bit infantile, but you're like, I don't care, I'm just having a good time. I'm the one laughing and you're not, you know? I don't think that your humor is malicious per se. I don't think that you are sarcastic with the intent to harm people. I feel that it's more about enjoying life's idiosyncrasies and seeing the fun in the dramatic situation and trying to alleviate the mood. It's almost like you're this kind of person that when you go to an environment such as a funeral, and you see at the funeral, it's a terrible, sad event, right? The mood is very low. You might try to hold somebody's hand or crack a small joke, or, you know, try to wink at somebody just to lighten up the mood a little bit. It's almost like it's very hard for you to take in life in a disastrous and tragical way and to actually stay with that energy. I think that at your core, you're a person that wants to keep things up, you know, in a higher vibration. You want to bring the roof up at a party. So I feel as well that you're very happy with other people. You enjoy being surrounded by other people. You like companionship. You're really genuinely happy when you tend to go out with friends, or when you're in a romantic connection, or when you're spending time with relatives, siblings. I feel like you like the tumult a little bit. You like not necessarily feeling a lot of tumult inside of you, and a lot of things kind of like being misplaced inside of you, so that to the point where you end up being anxious and disturbing your inner peace. But you enjoy like loud noises or people talking around you. You don't get bothered so easily. You can be in your own little world in the middle of a lot of social clamor. And I think that if you live in a house where there are relatives and extended family members and maybe pets and children and, you know, nieces and nephews, I think that you would be okay with that. I feel like you're the kind of person that people come to for some sort of advice, for a joke, for a different perspective. In some cases, you guys could be the youngest of a family, and you are kind of unconsciously assigned the role of the baby, the role of the joker, the one that entertains the family and people rarely take seriously. And I think that could be the downside of who you are at your core, because you are so optimistic and filled with faith, and you have this attitude of, okay guys, let's not get too depressed. Things are gonna work out somehow. We're gonna find a way. You know, we always do. Life always finds a way. I think that some people could perceive you as naive or a little bit silly, but this is definitely not who you are. That's just their perception, because I think people judge you from their own negative mindset. So because you have this really positive energy and this attitude of, I'm gonna get up and get going after each of life's setbacks, you actually create a lot of abundance around you. You attract a lot of opportunities. And I feel that financially, either you are quite settled or you are working towards improving your finances in this period, because you just have faith in the outcome. You trust that things are gonna work out. And you guys know that the deepest trust and the deepest faith that we can have is during moments of tension and during social upheaval periods. Our faith is truly revealed in these moments when it is lacking the most in society. so to say. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So for example, if you are a person that says, I believe in God, but then life gives you challenges and then you start doubting and you're thinking, oh, no, I don't believe in God. God is not on my side. Then you failed the test, right? You're not a true believer. You only believe in God when the weather is good, when things are working out in your life. But if you continue to believe in God or in a higher power or in the fact that things are going to work out even during moments of famine and conflict and mass disease and terror and despair in society, if you still hold firmly to your belief and you believe that there is a meaning to this, that you're learning something from this, that you're helping other people in some way, that there is a purpose to all of this, then that's when you are a true believer. And I feel that this is how you get rewarded, because I feel like your faith is unshakable. To be honest, I feel like you always bounce back from very difficult life circumstances. Yeah, Jupiter, we keep coming back to this. And I feel like you have this larger than life mentality, larger than life personality, no matter how small you might be, okay? You don't have to be tall to have a big picture thinking or a big picture mindset. I feel like it's like even your aura is colored potentially in these colors. I feel very drawn to them. So maybe bright yellow, light blue, pink, or light purple. So you carry this energy of wisdom and clarity, and I think also optimism and confidence, because you believe that in the end, no matter how much you suffered and no matter how intensely emotional life could get, there is always a silver lining. There is always a new party to organize. There is always something new to celebrate. And I kind of feel for a moment I wanted to say, you go to a funeral and then you go to a birthday party. You're very aware of the contrasts in life. You're aware that when you are given something that is very positive, that gift can also come with a negative, and you understand life's dualities. And I think this is what makes you so whole and so complete, right? This is what makes you so filled with this positive energy. Look at these gorgeous lights. They look like fairies around the tree of life. I feel like you're also on a path of really healing a lot of the problems in your life, a lot of the points inside of you where you might not have felt filled up with energy or light. I feel like at the moment they're all coming together and you're becoming this whole individual. You might have also done some counseling work. You could be studying towards becoming a psychotherapist or a psychologist or a counselor, or you might have successfully completed, or you're close to completing, a therapeutic treatment that is working wonders from what I could see. I see that you're this individual that understands emotions. You're emotionally intelligent. You're not afraid of feeling. You understand that there is a purpose to feeling good emotions and negative emotions as well. Sometimes we can't have one without the other. We need to go through sad periods in order to truly appreciate the positive periods, and to not take for granted those people and those experiences that bring us happiness and pleasure and fun. Because if you only have these experiences in life, you're going to take them for granted at some point. You're going to be like, oh, I had enough of pleasure. Oh, everybody loves me. I'm so tired. I'm bored. I'm blasé. And that's definitely closing you up to the spiritual path. But if you go through hardship in life, then when you actually reach a moment when your life is peaceful and filled with light and happiness and love, you feel like you're blessed with this wave of relief, and like everything is connected, and that there was a whole purpose to this, and the struggle was not meant for nothing, right? So I feel that this is who you are at your core. You're a fighter, but a fighter for optimism, for light, and for peace. You are a person that is able to understand their feelings. I'm looking to see where's the King of Cups. There we go. That is able to understand their feelings and work with them. You're able to help other people understand their own feelings as well. You're a pleasure seeker, but also a person that brings vitality and energy and zest for life into other people's experiences. You definitely are a strong, energetic supporter of Jupiter. Even if you might not have Jupiter, maybe the ruler of your ascendant, or even if you're not ascendant Sagittarius, a moon in Sagittarius, or I feel like Jupiter is significant in your chart, maybe not in an obvious way, right? It could be subtly placed in your chart. Maybe you have a North Node in Sagittarius, which means that Jupiter is ruling your destiny, and that's what you're getting comfortable with in this lifetime, because you might struggle a little bit with growth. So that's kind of the energy that I'm picking up on, and I'm trying as best as possible to put it into words. I hope you have enjoyed this reading. This is all I had for you. Thank you so much to the subscriber that suggested this reading. Recommend any other types of readings down below, and I'll make sure to consider them. So until next time, Group 1, my beautiful optimist, take care. Ciao. Hey Group 2, welcome to a pick a card reading on the topic of who are you at your core. So this is for those of you who are drawn to this moon sticker. I love it so much. I think that you're a very loving individual. You're very nurturing. You're the prototype of the caretaker. You could have the moon prominent in your birth chart. It could be placed on your ascendant. You could be a moon in Cancer or a sun in Cancer. You could have moon conjunct Venus, moon conjunct, I wanted to say Jupiter, but no, I don't think it's moon conjunct Jupiter in some cases. We had that for Group 1. Maybe you just slid into this reading from Group 1. I feel like moon may be conjunct the south node or the north node. There is something quite fated about how you are able to use your emotions, how you're able to tap into your unconscious energy, how you work with your dreams and fantasies, and you manifest them into reality. Let's see what cards you got. Let's find out who you are deeply at your core. So we have here 3 of Swords, heartbreak. Oh. You're a person that has suffered in life. I feel like you're a person that wears their heart on their sleeve, and because of this, others might have taken advantage of you. You could have some prominent moon Chiron placements, which means that the way in which you will express your emotions, the things that you are attracted to unconsciously, and the people that you love will carry this kind of pained energy. And I think that this is meant to spiritualize your life and your life experiences. Let's keep it moving. We have here 8 of Swords, anxiety. I feel that some of you, because you might have been through so many disappointments in love, you're retreating into your shell. You're creating this proverbial crab shell, which is represented by the sign Cancer, ruled by the moon, and it has the symbol of the crab, right? So really tough guy, tough outer body on the outside, and inside it's just very soft and tender, and if you enjoy eating crab, delicious as well. So I see here an individual that kind of struggles a little bit to express themselves, to get people not to misunderstand them, because we have here a lot of Swords energy, and this talks about the pain of using your words, the pain of your thoughts, the thoughts that you have regarding how other people perceive you, how people are treating you, the things that they have said to you, but also the thoughts that you can turn against yourself and create this self-harm, this re-traumatizing energy. So I feel like you're a person at your core that has been through some difficult experiences, but you are kind of stuck sometimes in this loop of wounding yourself over and over again because of the fact that you could be too attached to those painful experiences from the past. The moon also shows us what we retain, what we find very hard to let go of. So my advice to you would be, give yourself a break. Don't be so harsh with yourself. What is done is done. The past is over. It will not come back except in your mind. So release it. Release the pain. Because if you experience something painful in the past, that doesn't mean that it has to make a comeback in your present. You are in control. You're a powerful manifester. And if you align your will with that of the divine, there is nothing you can't achieve. So I see very clearly here that learning to walk away from painful experiences, learning to not engage in third-party painful romantic situations and situations where you feel like you're always on the outside looking in, is an important spiritual lesson for you in this lifetime. And I think you're acing it. I think that you're well on the path of working with your emotions and understanding how to use them. And most importantly, how to not allow your emotions to fight with your mind. Yeah, so you're learning how to align your thinking with your feeling. It could be that you have moon square Mercury energy in your chart. I have that too. This shows a lifetime of worry, but worry that is created by your own thoughts, not necessarily so much about what other people are saying or doing. So where there is fear, there is also the chance to liberate yourself. And look, we have it here. Your divine masculine energy is Push, and this is the energy of fear. This is the death hunter. It is a very fearsome god, and it basically shows feeling haunted by decay, death, dark energy, dark thoughts. Maybe this is something that recently has changed your core. It could be that you have gone through a very traumatic life event, like a forced relocation, like a natural disaster, like a conflict, a war, some sort of revolution, some big social and political changes in your country. And in those very things that used to bring you a lot of stability, maybe you lost some family members as well. If you have, my heart goes out to you. You're gonna be okay though. I'm here to let you know that even if you go through incredibly difficult life circumstances, you can still rebuild your life at any point of the day, at any point in your path. You can still wake up and see that tomorrow is another day, right? Like Scarlett O'Hara style. I know that this might not mean much, especially if you've been quite traumatized through your life, but I firmly believe that you can actually rebuild yourself, your energy, your strength each day, each moment, each choice you make. Now, let's your divine feminine energy, because again, you see the contrast between dark and light. Look, we have here, if I'm not mistaken, Fatima, the mother of Imams, and her keywords are love is my lineage and gratitude is my religion. So I think that you often could have this dual personality, especially if you are indeed ruled by the moon. If you have a Cancer ascendant, moon in Cancer, sun in Cancer, I feel like often you can flip, and people have noticed this duality inside of you. Like you can be incredibly filled with light and feel like your life is on an upward pathway and you are making the right choices, and then you could easily slip into this more darker territory of your human nature because of fear, because you're acting out of fear, because you're protecting yourself too strongly, and you might be self-sabotaging some beautiful opportunities in your life. So at your core, what I see here is an ebb and flow of energies, much like the moon symbol that you felt attracted to. You wax and wane. You are feeling incredibly optimistic, potentially around the full moon, and low on energy and incredibly fearful around the time of a dark balsamic moon as it grows into a new moon. And I feel that you're meant to go through these ups and downs in your life on an emotional level, but you're meant to also understand that emotions are not destiny, that emotions are not the whole aspect of your life. You're learning how to use your mind in service to your heart, but also how to allow your thoughts to control a little bit this ebb and flow of energy you might be feeling. I also feel that some of you who dabble in the occult and have chosen this group, you could be gray walkers, you could be gray witches as well. You could be seers in the underworld as well as in the world of angels. You could channel messages from both of these environments. I feel that, you are an individual that is comfortable with human darkness, but also human light and power and spiritual faith. I'm sorry about the alarm that you hear outside. Okay, I feel that these interruptions point out that this message is quite significant. Let's keep it moving. We have here the mother. I'm sorry about that. There's nothing I can control. Yeah. So the mother talks here about this Cancerian energy. There could be either a very strong link to the mother or a strong wounding that the mother inflicted upon you, which split your core in two. And that's why you could be so easily drawn towards the light and then towards the dark. And what I mean by this is there could be behaviors in your life that you stick to and you feel like you're growing and improving and things are going well. And then all of a sudden, it's like somebody throws you a wrench in your machine and it clogs, it jams the system, and you could fall into self-deprecation, victimization, maybe indulging in a lot of toxic substances. And then you snap out of that energy and you go back into the light. And it could be that you had to deal with some inconsistent parenting when you were younger, some partly neglectful, partly warm parenting, which kind of created this duality inside of you. The key to help you balance yourself out is learning how to detach from your mother's influence, your biological or social mother, and to learn how to nurture yourself properly in a consistent way, in a dependable way. Because I feel that once you achieve that, at your core, you are this nurturer, and you will be able to nurture other people. You will be able to nurse plants into health and pets. You'll be able to help raise them, help them grow, children as well. And any other projects or things that are entrusted to you, you're able to keep, hold, maintain them, and help them grow, multiply them as well. Yeah, so you could be like a wonderful caretaker of old-fashioned objects. You could create your own museum at some point. You might create a library, right? Or a dedicated space where people can bring certain objects of worship. This is what I feel, and I kind of got goosebumps when I said that. So maybe some of you are already feeling this inside of your soul, but you haven't had maybe the courage to begin on this path, in which case I highly recommend, because look, in this nest, in the seat of the mother, lies the pearl. And that is who you are at your core. Even though you might think of yourself as tainted in some way. But you're not. You never were. That's just an illusion of the ego, because the ego is the fear. That's the devil card in Major Arcana. The fear that chains you to negative behaviors because you don't believe in your light anymore. We have here as well passion. Okay, and we have Leo, yeah? We have the glyph of Leo. So again, I'm seeing here Cancer, Leo energy, and I'm seeing Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius as well. There are some energies that sit at odd inside of yourself. So it could be that you have a lot of squares in your birth chart, or a lot of oppositions. Maybe you were born with a sun in Cancer, ascendant in Capricorn, moon in Leo, maybe, you know. I think I just described Lana Del Rey because she has these placements. So there is this energy inside of you where you're incredibly exuberant and loving and maternal or paternal and very warm and sexy, but then people might not see that. People might just see this conflict, you know, this shyness, this sadness. Okay, I just heard it, I have to say it. In some case, some verbal vitriol, like you could hide behind some harsh words from time to time just to push people away and to not allow them to come and hurt you back. The beetroot here talks about vitality. It also talks about staining. And because, you know, beetroots are incredibly colorful and it's very hard to get the stains out from your clothes if you happen to smudge or smear some on you. But they are super concentrated, this deep red, right? That speaks about the health of the circulatory system and of the heart. Leo rules over the heart. So there is something here that you feel like your heart has been smeared or stained by the way in which other people have poorly loved you. But at your core, you are, I'm sorry, but you are this beautiful beetroot, yeah? You are this whole planet of love and passion. It's just that it could be a case of learning whom to give it to, whom to focus your love onto. It might be not that there's something wrong with you, it's just that you might choose to nurture people and, you know, romantic partners that are looking for a substitute mother instead of a true counterpart. So we have here trust. You are a very trusting person. However, I feel that life has somehow made you put all of this trust in your own capacity, because I feel like you need to show the world that you're resilient in order to not have other people hurt you. But see, again, you are this beautiful combination of deep water and desert. So you can be incredibly loving and understanding and healing, but then you might pull your energy back and you can be quite removed and dry and show people only a certain side of yourself that you're comfortable with. You might have a moon conjunct Saturn. So I can completely understand this, because from time to time I also act like this, having this placement myself. You're a person that's very lucky as well. So I feel like, just like this beautiful dark cat with a crown, you come out of risky situation unscathed. So it's kind of like you have a 9 lives vibration around you. You might even place yourself in risky situations just to see how far your trust in the divine goes. You might challenge yourself to walk the realm between the underworld and the world of light workers, just to see what's going to happen. So I feel like you're quite fearless as well. And this shows this beautiful, strong, emotional energy of the Leo, right? This red, passionate heart that is not afraid of anything. And I feel that even though people might have broken your heart in the past with the 3 of Swords here, you will continue to love. You will continue to fantasize about creating your own family, having this loving community that you nurture into being. And I think that this is your destiny, to be honest. I'm looking for the Mother card. This is your destiny with Othala. This is a highly protective, gorgeous energy. It shows the ties that bind, how you're supported by your ancestors, and how they are pouring into you this nurturing energy. Sorry, I had to cut the video a little bit because the alarm of the police car was incredibly loud, so I wanted to spare you that, especially since I feel you're a sensitive soul. So I was talking about how this role of the mother, you're walking into it. The more you heal the difficult connection you might have had with mothering in the first part of your life. And I feel like this is your destiny, to mother other people into being. Not necessarily your romantic counterparts, because I feel like there could be a problem here where you're using your nurturing energy mostly on your romantic pursuits, when you could be sharing it with children in need, projects that you want to nurse into being, maybe financial opportunities, because you are a person that is filled with luck. And the more you trust, the more luck you attract towards you. And I feel like in time, you will understand how necessary the many different forms of the way in which you love are to the community around you. I feel like you're growing into this gorgeously protective, nurturing energy. If you have lacked this point in your life, it was only to make you sensitive to how much nurturing others need in your life as well. So yeah, I'm picking up on some Saturn, Chiron energy here in contact with your moon. This is who you are at your core, a sweetheart, okay? I hope you have enjoyed it, group 2. I'm so happy you're a part of my soul family. Thank you for being here. I hope this helped. And I really hope that you take great care of yourself. Until next time. Ciao. Hey group 3, hello darlings. Welcome to a pick a card reading on the topic of who are you at your core. So this is for those of you who are drawn to Neptune. Well, I can see that you are psychic. If you are drawn to Neptune, you could be a sun in Pisces, moon in Pisces, have Neptune on the ascendant, maybe a north node in Pisces or a south node in Pisces. I feel like Piscean, Neptunian qualities are abundant in your energy, in your aura. You could have a dark blue aura. I don't know why I tripped over it. I feel that you were paying attention to what I was wearing because it matches very strongly the energy of this planet. I too am Neptunian with the sun in Pisces, and we are in Pisces season at the moment. So sorry about that. I had to expel some air. I feel like you could communicate in a much more easier way by talking to people about symbols, the deeper significance of emotions and unconscious processes. Wanted to say projects. Yeah, I can definitely feel that speaking in a verbal, logically correct way is something that you find quite confining. Not that you are not able to do it, because you can do it very well, but you're able to tap into nonverbal signs in a much deeper way than you're able to just pick up on what people are communicating to you in a factual, fact-based, logical way. So you are this kind of individual who actually attaches more value on images, on sounds, on nonverbal ways of communication, such as touching, winking, staring, glaring, rather than what a person necessarily says. You also have a very emotional, intuitive compass that allows you to scan your environment and actually perceive what could be dangerous, what could be an opportunity for love, what could be something that could inspire you to create. You have this very kind of like Forgive me for what I'm about to say, but I kind of see these tentacles, you know, these energetic tentacles. And it's kind of like you enter into a situation and maybe you don't have a specific plan about what you want to do, what to analyze, what to perceive, but you absorb everything. And then in stillness and quiet, in your own privacy, you're able to sit down and parse all the information that you have just absorbed from a specific encounter, from an environment, from a workspace, for example. Now, sorry about that, I had to cut out the portion of the police alarm that was really loud. Let's see what cards you got. So we have here, we have Ewas. Wow, you're on a hunt for a soulmate. You're an individual that firmly runs towards its destination. Ewas is kind of deeper than that. It's more like life purpose, direction. It's about finding a counterpart and a person that can actually help you achieve your goals. This might not necessarily be an actual person, a human being. It could be, I wanted to say a fully living person. This is weird. What a weird way of putting it. It could be a spirit. It could be a connection to the divine. That's what I wanted to say. So you see here, like the rider is paired with the horse and together they become one, especially if they have to compete over an obstacle. There is a certain synchrony between the two of them. There is a mutuality. The rider takes care of the horse takes care of the rider, and they both go to a specific destination. That's the deeper meaning of Ewas, a highly protective, highly encouraging rune. And this is also the energy of somebody that is able to overcome a lot of obstacles through sheer willpower and aligning themselves to the divine. So you could be an individual. I don't know why I looked up, because that's kind of like a habit, because spirit is everywhere. Spirit is inside of us too. So you could be a very faithful person. You could be an individual that is incredibly spiritual. We have here the Ace of Wands, new beginnings. And we also have speed, Eight of Wands. So I have a feeling that you could be quite impulsive. Yeah, you like to jump into situations head on. If you see something you like, if something wakes you up to the fact that, wow, I found somebody that is incredibly valuable, one of a kind, you just go for it. You know, there are no hesitations, no doubts. It could take a very long time until you actually find somebody that meets your standards, that really gets you excited. But once you find that person, that experience, that opportunity that really lights you up, you just go for it. You know, you don't hesitate. You like to take action. And I feel that at your core, you're actually quite passionate. It's like this volcano-like energy. The Ace of Wands is quite this virile light that opens up in the dark. It's almost like somebody strikes a match, you know, and all of a sudden everything is warmed up and there is light and we can see, and the darkness is not completely defeated, but we're on the path towards defeating it. But you go from Ace of Wands to the Eight of Wands really quickly. And the Eight of Wands, a lot of tarot readers know this already, is the card of things moving fast, a lot of things coming your way and you needing to deal with that. And I feel like you're a person that deals quite well in situations of crisis, emergency. So it's almost as if you come up to life in those tense moments. And you might have actually been in certain conflicting situations or situations in which people were arguing, but I feel like you enjoy stepping in and maybe setting things to right. There's a certain hero quality about you, a hero or a heroine quality about you. It's almost like you enjoy jumping into a situation, facing things head on with courage and a direct approach, and with a lot of honesty. You're able to reconcile halves, or you're able to stop a certain conflict, or you're able to take control of a situation very quickly. So in spite of the fact that you might be looking very dreamy, very artistic, maybe even shy and quiet, at your core, you are ultra badass, super determined, group 3. You know, I would love to have a friend like yours, because I feel like you're this kind of person who, if somebody comes to you and tells you that I'm struggling, or I've been harmed, or I'm going through a really tough time, you basically just go like this and you're like, okay, let's deal with this. Let's jump straight into it and take care of the situation. So in spite of how you might initially come across, at your core, you are this incredible hero. Let's see the other cards. We have here home, You provide people with a beautiful sense of heaven, of safety. And when I say heaven, I don't mean Heaven. I mean Haven. So I feel like you are this individual who is very solid within themselves. You know what you want, you know who you are, and no matter what other people project onto you or tell you that you should be doing, you're like, yeah, sure, and you keep doing your own thing. I feel like you are this person that can bring people a lot of spiritual nourishment. So different from group 2, who is much more about emotionally nourishing people and even actually feeding them. I feel like you are this individual that is like a light in the dark. You tell people to rise up and keep fighting in moments when they are depleted of energy and they lost all hope. Now, we also have freedom. Yes, because I feel that you live your life not necessarily by the rules of society, but according to your inner compass. And I feel like even if you are this individual that conformed and you achieved a lot of the things that society tells you you should achieve by a certain age, you still might have felt this sense that I need to go on a pilgrimage, or I need to go on a spiritual path, or I need to do something better, bigger, or more important, more meaningful with my life. You're still looking for your next adventure. You're a person that's very hard to tie down or domesticate, right? We have here Ewas at the beginning. I want you to see this card. So you're a person that likes to learn, likes to grow, likes to expand, likes to travel. You're an individual that genuinely doesn't like to keep being stuck in the same mentality. You're a person that likes to change their life philosophy to improve their connection with the divine by placing themselves in a lot of brave circumstances, or circumstances that at least require you to bring out the best in yourself. So yeah, you're a wonderful person. In cases of emergencies, you're right there. I feel like you might have not only Neptune prominent in your chart, but also Pluto and maybe some Jupiter as well. I see here with all these birds in the Freedom card, you could have some very strong Mercury placements in the 4th house as well. So the root of your soul is this incredibly curious and active and insatiable person in terms of knowledge. It's like you want to acquire as much information as possible. You want to get to the core of a specific issue, and you don't want to let anything stand in your way. You know what you want, and you're going to get it through the sheer force of your determination and personal belief. And this is really hats off to you. You know, this is remarkable. We have here as well gratitude. I feel like you're incredibly grateful for everything you have gone through. We have Gemini again. So I was picking up on the energy of Mercury. Mercury rules the sign of Gemini and also that of Virgo. So it could be that you have maybe some Virgo energy as well, because we see here this beautiful, pure, romantic rose. And when I said pure, I mean pure-hearted. We all know that Virgos have this pure energy. And yeah, I feel like there is a tendency here to jump ahead, to rush ahead to things, because I can feel already my speech is accelerating. I feel like you're this kind of person that if you're not emotionally linked to something, you might not be able to talk about it, defend it, present in front of other people. But if you're really passionate about something, like you can rile up a crowd. Like, for example, you could be drawn to having public speeches, having your own TED Talks, participating in political rallies, or, you know, nailing your rules and regulations like Martin Luther on the door of the church, you know. So I feel like you have this gift of gab if you are passionate about something, only in that situation. In other situations, I think you're a bit mum, and I think you express yourself in more artistic ways, physical ways, non-verbal ways, in a really original and creative style. You are a true romantic as well. I see this very clearly here. You're looking for your counterpart, and no matter how difficult the journey is towards your soulmate, you firmly believe that you're going to find them. You firmly believe that you know them. You might have already met them, and you are very set on having a home with them. Yeah, creating this beautiful energy with them, almost like you want to create heaven on earth with your soulmate. And I think that this is very much what will happen, because you're so determined. Now, let's see, we have here, yes, the prayer. So very gorgeous earth angel energy with you, group 3. At your core, you're a person that could literally make a rock believe in God. honestly. Like you have this beautiful energy inside of you. And I feel like, I don't know why all these messages today have been a lot about faith. Maybe you wanted a reassurance as well. Maybe my crew needs some reassurances in this period regarding their capacity to believe. But I feel it very strongly here with the prayer. You're a person that puts a lot of meaning into everything you do, because prayer could be understood in a more extended way, not just as a string of words that we say in order to communicate with the divine. Although words are spells and magic in themselves, they help us manifest outcomes and they help organize our thoughts. But I think that it's also the way you do certain things. It's almost like a ritual. You put a lot of thought and care into the actions you take. You might be very aware of karma. I feel like when you set out on a great adventure, like we saw it here, you also do it from a pure intention, right? You're not just traveling to a certain location because you want to wear a bikini and look hot on Instagram photos, although there's nothing wrong with that, you know. But I feel like for you, it's like, I need to travel to this country because I want to understand their culture and I want to get in touch with their heritage, and I want to see if I can commune with the ancestors of that particular region. Or you might travel to a certain location because you feel that you're going to meet an important person there, or you fall in love with somebody and you need to rejoin them on a different territory. So there's a lot of travels of the heart with you. It's fascinating. I feel the need to tell you this, but I'm reading at the moment the 40 Rules of Love by Eli Shafak, and she's a Turkish writer, gorgeous. She's a Sun in Scorpio. I love the way she writes. And the book is actually about Rumi and his friendship with another mystic of the time, among other things. But I feel like that's what I keep thinking of. I keep thinking of Rumi and his poetry and his spirituality and the body of work that he left behind for us to enjoy. And his work is deeply spiritual, deeply soulful, right? It awakens you on such a profound level. And I feel that this is you. You have this energy. You might not reach the heights and notoriety of Rumi, but if you convey your spiritual experiences to other people and you help inspire them, you could very closely get to that level. Yeah, there's a certain energy of kind of sainthood and martyrdom about you. It's like you're willing to go to the ends of what you believe in, and you're willing to sacrifice things for the things you believe in. You have this very strong moral compass, a very Joan of Arc kind of energy. You know, I know what I believe in and nobody's going to tell me otherwise, and I'm going to start on my own journey, and whoever wants to follow me and support me, great, but I'm still going to believe in what I believe until my dying breath. And I feel this is what makes you so special. And I want to give you as well, wow, talk about a spiritual authority. Your divine masculine energy is the Jade Emperor, the principle of organization, order, beauty, and that kind of beauty that emerges out of perfect symmetry, out of sacred geometry. And your divine feminine energy is Catherine Labouré, and we have here the patroness of miraculous healing. So I am ready to heal. I am worthy of the miracles meant for me. So very strong Virgo energy with these two, and I can see here very strongly that you could be drawn towards healing professions on a spiritual kind, but also you could work towards becoming a medic. You could work in an environment in which you are wearing a very pure looking white lab coat. You could be doing research, you could be organizing other people's medicine, or the things that they need in order to survive in the pragmatic world. I feel like you're a person who's willing to fight for the weak, for all the vulnerable, for the people that are outside of society, on the margins, on the outskirts of beautiful, nourishing experiences in life, and you're able to pull them back into the light. So you're a person that genuinely can defend the weak, can improve people's lives through your sheer force and determination. I feel like you're incredibly solid. There's something super solid about you and very determined, very stubborn. So keep being stubborn, okay? Because this is your spiritual path in this incarnation, group 3. I'm gonna stop here. I'm not going to talk your ear off, especially since I'm picking up on the fact that you might not be so stimulated by words, but more by images. Thank you so much for listening. Suggest some pick a card readings down below. I'd be happy to read them and take your recommendations into account for future readings. Thank you so much for your support. I hope that you can take great care of yourself and save some more people. And yeah, I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Bye.